Hey everyone, welcome to February favorites. I feel like my favorites are a little bit random this month, so maybe you'll see something new that I've not talked about. First off, let me just start by saying I have had some terrible, really blue and red kind of circles, like right here in the corners of my eye, because our trees are starting to bloom here in the south, even though it's still been cold. So between the cold, but then, you know, we're getting some kind of springtime like allergy season almost, really. So anyway, I've had to do a lot of covering up. Still don't know if it's real great today, to be honest. But so I get out my Cinema Secrets palette. I have shown this before. I always, let you know it goes on vacation with me, because if something pops up on my skin or eyes, I'm pretty much covered. I do have two different ones of these. They're a little bit different in color, but this is the kit number 1. And basically, I've been using this peach shade here. Now, I don't always have to correct under my eyes. Sometimes I'm just good to go with concealer or like a brightener. It really just depends the look I'm going for and what my skin is doing. So basically, I put this on kind of, up at the top, and then right here in the corners, that's where they've been really blue. And then I will put that Maybelline Age Rewind brightener over it. So anyway, really been liking this. So sticking with concealer, also, I appreciate you guys saying in my, my video where I just had some filming updates. I think it was probably like a combination of the foundation and the lighting that day, but I actually had 2 pretty big breakouts then that have still been kind of a pain to cover up, because they've just been, my skin's really been dry. But once in a while I get back out my Laura Mercier. This is the Secret Camouflage. I really enjoy this. Again, depending on what my skin is doing, I really enjoy it for covering up blemishes on my skin. Now, this is way too dry to use under the eyes, at least for me it is. It just looks like that if you're not familiar. It has 2 different colors. I usually use this one right here. But it's just really great at covering up and staying put. So love this again. I've had this for a few years, and then just bring it back out occasionally. As far as foundation, I've used a few different the last few months, but I've really been enjoying my e.l.f. Flawless Finish, and I do have a review on this. But I think it's starting to go bad because it smells a little funky, I noticed, on my face. So, but for only $6, I can go pick up another one. And I have it in the color Porcelain, which I believe was the lightest shade. It only comes in about 6 shades, I think. Anyway, I picked mine up at Target. Again, I have a review on it. I'll link if you want to watch that. But this has really great coverage. And, it was just one of those things. This time of year, I thought the color would work for me again. So I decided to try it again. Excuse me. The heat came on. I feel like it makes me a little congested. Anyway, really like this, and like I said, I'll probably pick up a new one. Something I've also really been enjoying, and I bought months and months ago, but just had not got around to trying because I was trying some new things at the time, is the CoverGirl in Olay. This is the Tone Rehab. It's the CC cream. The reason why I picked this up is years ago, I used to use a foundation from CoverGirl. I'm pretty sure they still have it. That I thought, you know what, I'm wondering if this is going to replace that. They still do have the one I'm talking about in the stores, but it wouldn't surprise me if they replace that with this. I think it's a CoverGirl in Olay as well. It's not the two-tone, and it's in a box, and I can't remember the name. If I remember the name, I'll put it right here. But I remember years ago, like I said, I really liked that foundation. And when I saw this, I thought, that reminds me of that one. I wonder if they're the same. From what I remember, this does remind me a lot of that, and the scent reminds me. As soon as it has almost like a fruity scent. I don't notice it when it's on my face, but when, I'm first putting it on, I notice it. And immediately that reminded me of that old foundation. This actually has surprisingly good coverage for being, what's called a CC cream. I don't know that, I believe that for this particular product or products in general. I went on my whole, talk about what I really think of BB creams and CC creams in the drugstore, and everybody kind of jumping on the bandwagon. But Anyway, I have it in the color 125, and what I do is I just actually put this on with my fingers, and I found I really like the coverage that way. It stays all day. You know, I do powder my T-zone because that's my trouble area, but I really like this, and it looks natural, but yet it gives me coverage. Now, however, I do pair mine with the Rachel K CC cream. This, to me, is a true CC cream, and I use this a lot under, you know, pretty much most of my foundations, just to kind of give me that slight evening out that I need. It doesn't totally neutralize everything for my skin, but these two paired together are really great, give me perfect coverage that I want for just day to day. Let me know if you want me to do like a, I don't know, get ready with me or something using these just to show you. But anyway, like this, it reminds me of that other foundation, so I'm glad I picked it up and finally started using it. So a couple of blushes that I've really been enjoying. I have not used this in so long. This is the Physicians Formula Happy Booster Blush. Mine is in the color Natural. And just, I think once I rearranged, you know, all my makeup, I just found this again and was like, oh, you know, I mean, it's always been there. It's not like I lost it, but I don't know. It just really appealed to me, maybe just this time of year. That's what it looks like. I don't have it on today, of course. That seems to always be the case. But I just really like it. It just gives like a really nice flush to the cheeks, so glad I started wearing that again. Pretty much ever since I purchased this around Christmas or right before Christmas, I cannot stop using this NARS palette. Really, really like it. Of course, all NARS packaging, it gets dirty. It seems like no matter how much you wipe it off. But really love this. So the blushes, of course, they don't have the names on them, but I'm pretty sure this one's Orgasm. Been using that one a lot, been using this one a lot. I use the highlighter. Sometimes I'll do this one for a pop of color on the cheeks. Just, this has been such a great palette. And unfortunately, I feel like this is the one I'm always reaching for, and I'm kind of neglecting some other blushes, but really do love this. So happy I picked it up. For mascara, I don't know what, I think I was in the drugstore, and sometimes I just get this overwhelming, like, I'm going to buy a mascara today. I don't know what it is. Some of you can probably relate. So I have the CoverGirl Lash Exact. It's the one in the purple tube. And I was actually looking for the Lash Perfection, which is in the gray tube. I mentioned that in my favorite mascaras video, that I really prefer that one even over the Lash Blast, even though they're very similar, except for the brush. The brush is more tapered, like this one. So when I saw this, you know, because they have the empty ones sitting like this in the package, when I saw this brush, I thought, oh, that looks just like the Lash Perfection, so let me get that. However, I don't think it performs near as well as the Lash Perfection. I don't get enough volume or anything with it. It takes a ton of coats to try to build it up, and I'm just too lazy for that, to be honest. But I have really been loving it for my bottom lashes. It separates them, and I just think the CoverGirl brand in general is very good about not flaking or rubbing off, at least on me. So I just have always been grabbing this for my lower lashes because of the wand shape. It's just really nice. So like that for that. Eyeshadow, I feel like I cannot get away from my MAC palette. Now, I recently bought two of the clear cases. I have, which I've shown before, the double MAC palette that they came out with, you know, opens up, it has that clear divider. For some reason, that was just driving me crazy. I think because I like to see the colors. And then I have some other things in my Z palette. So it's like, I just wanted something just for my MAC shadows. I actually have several more, probably a good 5 or 6 that don't fit in here. Excuse me, unless I would take out the divider. But these are the ones I reach for most often. And I've really been loving these cases. They are so inexpensive, like $6 or $8 or something. I mean, you can't go wrong. So anyway, the colors that I have been reaching for the most is Vanilla. Usually I'll just put that out all over the lid, or sometimes as a highlight. This right here is Naked Lunch. And let's see, I use Omega a lot. And then I also use Wedge. So those have been my favorite. And then of course always Mystery. If I want to darken up the crease, Mystery has been a long time favorite. That is just my go-to shadow. Really love that one. So I've really been happy with this. You know, not only the shadows and being able to see them, but I just find myself reaching for those shadows now because of the case. And last would be a lipstick. This is an old favorite, and I'm not sure if you're going to be able to find it anymore. I actually showed on Instagram a while back that, you know, L'Oreal has a display with a few colors that they're getting rid of. I've still seen those displays here and there, so you may still be able to get your hands on it. I know it's like hit or miss whether you like L'Oreal or not. For me, I like it. The scent doesn't bother me. It's very, you know, nostalgic to me. It brings me back to when I was a kid because this was some of the first lipstick I ever tried. And this is in the color 108 Gilded Pink. And I show this, I believe, maybe in like my favorite pink lipsticks or something. It's just a great, you know, kind of nude pink, you know, a brown pink, which is what I really prefer. I am wearing it today. This is how much I have left of one tube, and then I actually have a backup just in case. And I just bought the backup, even though I really haven't reached for this in a long time. I bought the backup just because I knew they weren't going to have it anymore. So just in case, you know, one of those type things. So I am wearing it. I really like it. Every time I go back to wearing this, I'm like, I should wear it more often. It's always been one of my favorites. So that is my monthly favorites. Let me know in the comments below what you guys are loving. Maybe it's some new products I need to try out. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.